What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about a very important element or skill development, and that is competitive shooting. And we usually finish our workouts on competitive shooting because that's what athletes like to do, and we like to end on a high. I have a few reasons why we like competitive shooting, and I hopefully get some of your comments on what you do for competitive shooting. But for me, it's a great way to put pressure on athletes, right? We want to make sure that if this is skill development with no pressure, this is the game with a lot of pressure, we want to make sure that we're progressing them appropriately. So first one is pressure. Second one, it's a great way to build fun competition and for our athletes to compete against each other. Third is that you can quantify the progress that they're making. If you use the same competitive shooting drill for 4 weeks, which is what we do, then you can say, hey, you started off making 5 shots, now you're making 7 shots, and then finally the last week you made 10 shots. They can see themselves improving. Then the last one is an awesome way to build culture and hold our players accountable. There might be a little bit of trash talk, but it's all in good fun, and we like our players to compete and have fun, and it's a good way to build that camaraderie. So there's really 3 different types of competitive shooting drills, and this is my thought process when I implement what competitive shooting drill that I want for that particular day. The first one is reps, and that's volume. And I think most coaches will agree that volume itself is a good way to build confidence for players, especially as they're trying to improve their shot, especially during competitive shooting drills where you're trying to build confidence at the same time putting a little bit of pressure on them. So the first one is volume. The second one is conditioning. We're lucky enough to have a pretty strong strength and conditioning program at Strive, so it may not always be done, but I might get the player to run to different spots, and they have to run back to the same spot, and they can't go to the next spot until they make the shot. That's a great way to get conditioning in while at the same time working on shooting. And then the last one, which I think is often overlooked, is game situation competitive shooting. So I'll tell you what I mean by that. Say, for example, our topic of the day for that particular session was the pin down. Off the top of my head, say we can, from a pin down, we can pop, we can curl, we can change. Let's just use those 3 basic options. In order to solidify and actually ingrain that thought process in my athlete's head, I will have them alternate 1 shot with a pop, 1 shot with a curl, 1 shot with a change. Okay, and he starts underneath the basket after every missed or made shot. It doesn't matter, you run back and start on the basket. He may have 2 minutes to shoot alternating between those 3 options, and then we take his final score. But again, this is one of the things that I find that's extremely useful to put in game situation shots. So that's the third reason, is game situation shooting.